Hi, welcome to this week's Midweek Connection. My name is Todd Jordan. I serve as senior pastor here at Strawbridge United Methodist Church. I'm delighted that you've joined me. So if you missed worship last Sunday, you missed worship last Sunday. Our student ministry did an amazing job leading worship, and I invite you to get on our YouTube channel for Strawbridge and check it out. Particularly powerful, the music, the prayers, and of course the preaching. Two of our students preached, Andrew Gill and Natalie Pence, and they pointed out the experiences that they had on a recent trip where they went to the Martin Luther King Jr. Museum in Atlanta. And there learned a lot about nonviolence, and they talked about the importance and the power of nonviolence, of really being the most powerful tool, the only tool to counteract the violence in our world today. And after hearing the sermon from both Andrew and Natalie, I challenged the congregation to go further into this idea of nonviolence and to look at Paul's letter to the church at Ephesus, Ephesians 6, verses 10 through 17, and of course the Gospels, where Jesus talks about the importance of love and forgiveness. But specifically Ephesians 6, verse 12. Paul writes that our struggle is not against enemies of blood and flesh, but against rulers, against the authorities, against the cosmic powers of this present darkness, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly places. This is in direct parallel to what Martin Luther King Jr. said, that our fight is against injustice, not other people. And that's an important thing for Christians to wrap our heads around, that our fight, our warfare is not to be directed toward people, but rather injustice, rather against hatred, rather against cruelty. And so I know that's a difficult thing to grasp. We're so used to thinking in terms of violence as being a response to violence. And not just on a global level. I want to talk about it on a personal level. And you might think, well, Todd, we don't usually use violence to resolve personal problems in our regular life. And I would say, well, I hope not, at least not with physical weapons. But are we not often hostile with our words, with our motivations, with our actions, with unkind words or passive-aggressive behavior? Is violence not a part of our mentality, even when we're not thinking in terms of violence? And so I just kind of want to challenge us all on a personal level to ask ourselves, when we're engaged in confrontation, in everyday relationships, are we motivated by love? Are we motivated by a desire for nonviolence and for peace and reconciliation? Or do we too often let our hatred, our fears, our anger get the best of us? I know I do, and I need someone to check me on that. And so I want to invite us all to consider that Paul's words saying that our struggle is not against enemies of blood and flesh, but against the cosmic powers. When we hear quotes from Martin Luther King Jr. like, we're fighting injustice, not other people, I want to challenge us all to say, how does that start with me? In what ways am I ready to confront the hatred or the anger or the fear in my own heart and strive to live peaceably, as is commanded by Christ, as is commanded in the letters of Paul, as is advised by leaders like Martin Luther King Jr., to engage everything that we do with hearts of peace? Will that not grow us more and more in the likeness of Christ? Thank you for the ways that you'll be praying about this and working on this, and the ways that you'll help me in this as well, as we all work together as one church to become more like Christ. May God bless you, and I look forward to worshiping with you this Sunday.